We have the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Steelers in Las Vegas. This is your Week 6, 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the home team, the Las Vegas Raiders. This team is coming off a tough loss against their rival, the Denver Broncos. They will lose this game 18-34, and it was a rough one. Gardner Minshew was perfect on the day until he threw an interception. And not only was it just a regular interception, it became a pick six, and everything was downhill from then. Gardner Minshew was 12 of 17 on the day, 137 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions. But he would not be the only quarterback to play in this game. They will go out there later in the game and they will flip to Aiden O'Connell, who was 10 of 20 on the day, 94 passing yards, 0 passing touchdowns to 1 interception. Coach AP has yet to confirm who is going to be the starter for this game. So I'm going to cover this from both sides, from Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. For Gardner Minshew, just let the football rip down the field and be more consistent with the accuracy and get yourself outside the pocket. The reason why Gardner Minshew was picked to be the starting quarterback over Aiden O'Connell is because he's a veteran and he has more mobility than Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell is your traditional quarterback. He's a pocket passer. He's going to read from 1 to 2 to 3. Gardner Minshew can do the same thing, but he has the mobility. And over the last couple of games, Gardner Minshew has not looked particularly good. Just rip the football out because you're going against a defense that has one of the best pass rushers in the NFL in TJ Watt. If you just sit back there, you're going to be in trouble. And it's going to come down to the offensive line as well. If Aiden O'Connell is a starting quarterback, test his team out down the field with Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers. Right now, the Steelers linebackers, they're struggling in coverage, especially Patrick Queen. He's not having the best season right now. You can go out there and run a lot of crossing routes with Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers. Make them cover from sideline to sideline. The Steelers' rushing defense has been up and down this season. You have a running back in Alexander Madison who has been very solid when you've given him the opportunities to go out there and run the football. And last week, the Steelers defense, they struggled against the run. Yes, they had some turnovers on Dak Prescott and crew, but Rico ran all over them. You also have Zamir White. Zamir White is out for this game. Not only do you have Alexander Madison, who had 38 rushing yards last week, he only averaged 2.5 yards a carry, but you have Amir Abdullah, who came in 5 carries, 42 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Run the football in the Steelers team. Do not be afraid to go out there and say, hey, you know what? They have too many tough guys up front with Cameron Hayward, Keanu Benton, and TJ Watt. Guess what? You can still run the football. They don't have Alex Highsmith, and they will not have Nick Herbig for this game. So go out there, run the football towards the right side of the field if you need to, or run it to the left side of the field. Whichever place TJ Watt is not at, because they may move him around, that's where you run the football and run it up the gut. The Las Vegas Raiders offensive line is struggling right now, but you want to bring some tenacity like how you did in the back half of last season. It starts with running the football and targeting those linebackers for the Steelers. You also have Jacoby Myers as well. Devontae Adams is out for this game. He's waiting to be traded, so we'll see what happens with that point. But when you look at Zamir White, I said he was out earlier in the video. He's just been listed as questionable as I record this video, but at the same time, he hasn't looked that good either on the field. So go with Alexander Madison and Amir Abdullah. But it's going to come down to the offensive line protection. Pay attention to the right tackle position. Can the kid hold up against a guy like TJ Watt and even slide some protection over there to help out either Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew? When I look at the defense for the Raiders, they're beat up. No Christian Wilkins for this game. No Christian Wilkins for the foreseeable future. He's dealing with a foot injury. He had to have surgery. But you still have Max Crosby. This should be an easy game plan for the Raiders. Go out there and make Justin Fields or Russell Wilson operate from inside the pocket. And the reason why you want to do that is because the Steelers only have one true number 1 wide receiver, and that's in George Pickens. Make those other guys beat you. Make guys like Connor Hayward at the tight end position beat you. Make guys like Big Pat beat you as well, and stop the run game. Load up the box. That should be the game plan for the Raiders. Force Justin Fields to operate from inside the pocket and play quarterback contain and put double coverage on George Pickens. He was frustrated last week against the Dallas Cowboys because he did not see the football much. It's only so much an outside wide receiver can do when you have safety help over top as well. The Steelers may try to move him more towards the inside and put him inside the slot. You can still put in some safety help in there as well. And if they're starting to move up and down the field on you, that's when you blitz a guy like Justin Fields. The Cowboys got away with it last week, and I believe that the Raiders have the pieces to go out there and do the same. They have a middle linebacker in Robert Spillane, who has looked solid at times with the Raiders. He's a former starting linebacker for the Steelers. He's going to want some revenge. You also look at the players in the secondary. They do concern me if you match them in one-on-one situations with a guy like George Pickens, but they'll be okay with their safety help with Trayvon Mooring over top. I like Nate Hobbs, and I like Jack Jones as well. But then to come down to, can the Raiders run the football on the Steelers defense, and can Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew take advantage of the linebackers in coverage with the Steelers and also take some deep shots down the field? Joey Porter Jr. has lit up big plays to a guy like Quentin Johnston in the past, to CeeDee Lamb as well. CeeDee Lamb did not even score, but they also had problems covering guys like Jalen Tolbert and also the other wide receivers for the Dallas Cowboys as well, and Kevontae Turpin. Kevontae Turpin, very shifty, fast wide receiver. The same with Trey Tucker. And they also have problems with Jake Ferguson as well. Brock Bowers is one of the top receiving tight ends in the NFL. And he's been the most consistent player on the offense outside Devontae Adams. And last week, Brock Bowers had 97 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 72 receiving yards, 0 receiving touchdowns. The Raiders can win this game. They just have to be patient and stick to the game plan. Now let's talk about the Steelers. Last week was a weird one. They lost to the Dallas Cowboys 20-17. The offense has to be better in this game. Arthur Smith and the play calling has to be better. And the same with Luke Getsy and the Las Vegas Raiders offense as well. But when I look at the Steelers, you had 2 interceptions. You had a fumble in the red zone and a blocked field goal, and you only scored 17 points. Get George Pickens the football. Najee Harris was the leading receiver last week, and he's a running back. He had 35 receiving yards. Ouch. That is not going to get it done. You have to go back and do what you did against the Denver Broncos and do what you did against the Atlanta Falcons. No, they did not score an offensive touchdown against the Falcons, but guess what they did? They opened up the playbook, and they were trying to get George Pickens the football. George Pickens was upset. He was going out there and basically running half the routes. Get him involved early. Do some screen passes. Do some end around plays with him. Just make him happy early on, and then target other guys on this team. Give Van Jefferson the football. These are not true number 1 or true number 2 wide receivers, but go out there and just make them feel like they're involved in the game plan. You also have another fast receiver as well who has done damage on the Raiders before. Remember last year when the Steelers defeated the Raiders? A guy by the name of Calvin Austin III took a huge slant route to the house. Do the same thing in this game. He also had a big play against the Los Angeles Chargers a couple weeks ago. Get him involved. Open up the game plan. You can start off by running the football, yes. But Jaylen Warren, he's out for this game. He's dealing with a knee injury. Cordell Patterson, he's questionable for this game as well. Najee Harris, as I record this video, he's going to be the starting running back, and he's struggling right now. Najee Harris is only averaging 3 yards a carry. On 82 carries, he has 270 rushing yards. Go out there and get some screen passes with him as well. Because he is a slower running back, create space for him, dump the football down so he can get ahead of steam coming out of the backfield. But they have to go out there and pass the football and take more risk. If they don't, this will be an easy win for the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, take care of the football and stop the fumbles with Justin Fields. If Russell Wilson is going to play in this game, and he was a full participant in practice today as I record this video, the thing is with Russell Wilson, 1, 2, 3, dump the football down. Do not let Max Crosby and those guys up front get to Russell Wilson. He doesn't have the same speed as a Justin Fields. He has the ability to get inside and outside the pocket, yes, and make deep throws down the field. But it's going to come down to, can those wide receivers get open? Right now, they're still preparing for Justin Fields to be the starting quarterback in this game. But Justin Fields has shown that he can go out there and take the top off the defense. It's going to be the play calling from Arthur Smith and crew. The run game has to be there, but in order for the Steelers to win this game, they have to pass the football better than what they did last week. Even though the defense had 3 takeaways last week, they still gave up a lot of big plays to Dak Prescott and Tirico as well. They did a phenomenal job on CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had a couple of catches. That was it. They have to go out there and do better against Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers. These are very good weapons. If the secondary cannot step up, they're going to be in a world of trouble. You have to go out there and put pressure on Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew with TJ Watt. This has to be a TJ Watt game. And TJ Watt last week, he had a good game. He had his 100th career sack. Good for him. But in this game, they're missing Alex Highsmith, their second best pass rusher on the team. You also, Nick Herbig, he's going to be out for this game as well. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. So now you're depending on guys like Larry Ogunjobi, Keanu Ben, and Cameron Hayward to get to the quarterback. That does concern me because they go out there and they double team TJ Watt. Who else can go back there and put Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew on the ground? Pay attention to those matchups. But the Steelers, they still have some tough players in that secondary. Landon Roberts made a phenomenal play last week on the goal line. Play him more. Right now, Patrick Queen is struggling. So pay attention to Landon Roberts and Peyton Wilson as well. When I look at the secondary, Dante Jackson has made some big plays. He's also given up a lot of big plays. I would not play press man coverage in this game at all. I know the Steelers love to play their man coverage. Not for this game. Mix in some zone and hope that TJ Watt can go out there and stop the run. And hope that Cameron Hayward can do the same as well. I'm not saying back off 5 to 10 yards. But I would not play that press man coverage because of the speed of Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers. I can't stress this enough. Trey Tucker can take the top off the defense. Ask the New York Giants what he did to them last season. Ask the Los Angeles Chargers what he did to them last season as well. And pay attention to him on special teams. He has electric speed and he can go out there and he can be a game wrecker. The Steelers have to go out there and contain the run, but their secondary has to step up. And I'm looking at Mika Fitzpatrick as well. He hasn't been the same safety this season that he has been in the past. Pay attention for that in the next upcoming weeks to see if Mika Fitzpatrick can return back to form. I understand quarterbacks aren't testing him, but last week he was looking like a deer in headlights at times. With that being said, this is going to be a low-scoring affair. Both quarterbacks are questionable. Both offensive coordinators are not relatively good, in my opinion. I'm talking about Luke Getsy and Arthur Smith here. So both of these teams are going to lean in their defenses. The Steelers do not blow teams out. The Raiders, they have capabilities of going out there and blowing the opposing team out. But with that being said, I'm taking the Steelers to win this game. And I'm taking them to win this game in very close fashion. I have the Steelers winning this game 20-16. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game? The Las Vegas Raiders or the Steelers? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.